Welcome to our channel, where we dive into the fascinating world of myths and legends. Today, we will tell you one of the most famous and thrilling stories of the West, the legend of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. This story is filled with heroic deeds, magic, and timeless values that have inspired generations for centuries. Get comfortable and prepare to embark on a journey to ancient Britain, where honor, valor, and magic were an integral part of life. The story of King Arthur begins with a mysterious and mythical birth. Arthur was the son of King Uther Pendragon and Igraine, the Duchess of Cornwall. Uther fell in love with Igraine, but she was the wife of Duke Gorlois. With the help of the wizard Merlin, who cast a spell to make Uther look like Gorlois, he was able to enter the castle and spend the night with Igraine. Shortly after, Arthur was born. After Arthur's birth, Merlin took him and gave him to Sir Ector to raise, in order to protect the infant from Uther's enemies. Arthur grew up unaware of his royal lineage. When Uther died, Britain was left without a king, leading to discord and chaos. At this time, Merlin declared that whoever could pull the sword from the stone would become king. Young Arthur, by chance, pulled the sword and was proclaimed king. However, the most famous sword of Arthur is not the one he pulled from the stone, but Excalibur. According to legend, this sword was given to Arthur by the Lady of the Lake. Excalibur possessed magical properties, and its blade could cut through any material. Additionally, the scabbard of Excalibur made its bearer invincible. Excalibur became a symbol of Arthur's royal power and justice. After ascending to the throne, Arthur built the great castle of Camelot, which became a symbol of his reign. Camelot was a place of peace and justice, where valor and chivalric honor prevailed. Here, Arthur gathered his best knights around the Round Table. The Round Table was a symbol of equality and brotherhood, as it had no head, emphasizing that all were equal. The Knights of the Round Table were a group of select knights who pledged to serve King Arthur and follow a code of honor. Among them were notable figures such as Sir Lancelot, Sir Gawain, Sir Percival, and many others. Sir Lancelot. Lancelot was one of Arthur's closest friends and was considered the greatest of the knights. However, his love for Queen Guinevere, Arthur's wife, led to tragic consequences and a rift within the Round Table. Sir Gawain. Gawain was Arthur's nephew and was renowned for his bravery and loyalty. He played a key role in the quest for the Holy Grail and many other adventures. Sir Percival. Percival, one of the youngest knights, was distinguished by his innocence and purity. He was one of the knights who achieved the Holy Grail. Merlin, the enigmatic wizard and advisor to Arthur, played a crucial role in his life. Merlin was not only a magician but also a mentor to Arthur, assisting him in making important decisions and protecting the kingdom. According to legends, Merlin had the ability to foresee the future and use magical spells to safeguard Camelot. One of the most famous episodes in the legends of King Arthur is the quest for the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is a sacred artifact that, according to legend, possessed powerful magical properties and was capable of granting immortality. Arthur sent his knights on a quest to find the Grail, believing it would bring blessing and protection to his kingdom. Many knights embarked on this perilous journey, but only a few found success. Sir Galahad, the son of Lancelot, was considered the purest and noblest knight destined to find the Grail. His purity and devotion allowed him to reach the goal and see the Holy Grail, which granted him immortality. Morgana, also known as Morgana Le Fay, was Arthur's half-sister and one of the most controversial figures in the legends. She was a powerful sorceress and often opposed Arthur, weaving intrigues and plotting schemes. In some versions of the legend, Morgana sought to overthrow Arthur and take his place on the throne. The story of King Arthur ends tragically. As a result of internal conflicts and betrayal, the Great Battle of Camlan began. In this battle, Arthur fought against his illegitimate son, Mordred, who attempted to seize the throne. Both perished in the battle, and with their deaths, the era of Camelot came to an end. After his death, Arthur was sent to the Isle of Avalon, a mystical place where, according to legend, he was to heal from his wounds and one day return to rule Britain again in its greatest hour of need. Avalon became a symbol of hope and the eternal return of the king who would protect his country. One New Year's Eve in Camelot, a mysterious Green Knight appeared. He issued a challenge. Any knight could strike him with a sword, but in a year and a day the Green Knight would return the blow. Sir Gawain accepted the challenge and decapitated the Green Knight. To everyone's astonishment, the Green Knight picked up his head and reminded Gawain of their meeting in a year's time. Gawain embarked on the journey to meet the Green Knight and faced numerous trials along the way. Ultimately, it was revealed that this was a magical test of his honor and bravery, orchestrated by the sorceress Morgana Le Fay. Elaine of Astolat, also known as the Lily Maid, was in love with Sir Lancelot. She gave him her shield and asked him to wear it at a tournament. However, Lancelot was loyal to Queen Guinevere and could not return her feelings. When Elaine realized that her love was unrequited, she died of grief. In mourning, her body was placed in a boat and sent down the river to Camelot, where it was discovered by the knights and King Arthur. The Lady of the Lake, also known as Nimue or Viviane, was a powerful fairy who gave Arthur the sword Excalibur. In another version of the legend, she also played a significant role in Merlin's life. According to some stories, she imprisoned Merlin in an enchanted cave or tree to prevent him from interfering in human affairs. Tristan was the nephew of King Mark and a loyal knight of Arthur. He was sent to bring Princess Isolde to Britain for marriage to King Mark. However, on the way, they accidentally drank a love potion and fell in love with each other. Their love led to many tragic events, ultimately resulting in Tristan's death from wounds and Isolde dying of grief. During the quest for the Holy Grail, Sir Gawain received a magical girdle from Lady Bertilac, which was supposed to protect him from any harm. However, this gift was also a test of his honor. Ultimately, Gawain realized that he should have refused the magical aid and relied on his own valor. This episode highlighted the importance of honesty and self-sacrifice. The legend of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table is not just a collection of myths, but stories of honor, bravery, and loyalty that continue to inspire us today. These tales of valor and adventure live on in our hearts.